This is Russell's Truck and Travel Center in Glenrio, New Mexico. It's located at an exit off I-40 near the Texas-New Mexico border and is perhaps the greatest truck stop in the country. I haven't been to the world's largest truck stop in Iowa yet, but this one is really impressive and can certainly give it a run for its money. Out front, there's a big bronze replica sculpture of Frederick Remington's Bucking Bronco. There's also a big sculpture of a Native American on a horse. Here's a sign of appreciation for truckers, many of whom are continuing their important work during the COVID-19 pandemic. Inside Russell's, the theming is great and there's some piñatas. They have a convenience store, a Route 66 diner, a Subway, and they claim to have the best showers on the planet. But the main reason I'm here is for Russell's Car and Collectible Museum, a free museum showing off their collection of classic cars and pop culture relics. This is going to be good. This place is jam-packed with cars, collectibles, and memorabilia, and it's surprisingly overwhelming. It's hard to know where to even begin. This wall has a bunch of beautifully restored Coca-Cola machines and signage. There's a Texaco sign, a big portrait of Marilyn, and some toy trucks way above this Coca-Cola machine and Texaco oil canister. There's the blonde bombshell herself, Marilyn Monroe, sitting next to this 1958 Chevrolet Impala. That's a 1959 Corvette. And there's just rows of historic autos lining the center of the museum. These cars are all very well restored. They look great and sleek. Here's a cutout of the classic cartoon character Betty Boop. There's Elvis. And up there is a big Route 66 postcard. The walls display all sorts of memorabilia, but those cages are annoying though. Lots of retro 50s imagery featuring classic diners, Marilyn, there's a Beatles picture, and lots of toy trucks. This museum is located near Route 66, but is not technically on the original Mother Road, and the Russells really like Marilyn Monroe. There's some mini vehicles for toddlers. I used to have a plane like that. This display is very Elvis-centric. There's a bunch of dancing Elvis dolls that used to be so popular. Yet another Marilyn tribute. There's several sexy photos of her, and even a Marilyn plate collection up there. Marilyn and more Marilyn. And there's also some jukeboxes. Here's an annoying Lucky Tom the Talking Turkey.
Where's the beef? Sure, there's the whistle. Didn't bring me much luck. Don't you have anything better to do?
On top of this historic cash register, there's a Mickey Mouse lunchbox and a replica playbill for the April 14th, 1865 performance of Our American Cousin at Ford's Theater. That didn't go so well. That is an awesome Pegasus neon sign. These mobile gas signs featuring a Pegasus are among my favorite old school neon signs. There's such a variety of antiques all jumbled together here, and most of this collection is made out of donations. Look at that creepy monkey with symbols. This is what is known as a jolly chimp and is the stuff of nightmares. While there's quite a few cars in here, they also have this horse. And the horse is carrying a horse-drawn Texaco kerosene tanker. Never seen a horse-drawn tanker like this before. And there's an old auto tanker. This is pure nostalgia overload. And atop this case is a classic Big Boy statue. Don't know if this is an original 1960s International fiberglass version or not. There's a cash register and a case full of spurs. There's also a collection of pocket watches. In the back of the museum, there's more antiques and weird stuff. I do wish there were more signage here. I would have liked some more information on what I was looking at. Like, what's the story behind that horse? Also, there's Pappy in an outhouse.
Yeah, here I am in my little old place here. Hey, lady, this is mine. How about go open the door? Sometimes a man's gonna do what a man's gonna do. All right? Yeah, okay. Just get through reading it. Here's a little book catalog, and it'll be fine.
Towering over the museum is the Incredible Hulk. More model cars and more Elvis. Like I mentioned, most of this collection was donated by people. A guy drove 1,500 miles to deliver these model cars to the museum. There's a national cash register. They sure don't make them like they used to. Here's a miniature retro diner scene. And there's an Art Deco postbox and a baby auto mechanic. That's odd. Really like that Chevron gas station neon sign and the old traffic light. Looks like this is a toasted peanut machine from the Wall Drug of South Dakota. One of the oldest and greatest roadside attractions in the country. That's awesome. Lots of mini semis. There's Betty Boop as a cheerleader next to this marvelous pink Ford Thunderbird. There's also Yoda sporting a Betty Boop tie. Yoda's pretty old, so he was probably a big fan. There's also this statue of Elvis next to the pink Thunderbird, but he's usually more associated with pink Cadillacs. Here's another row of vintage cars. There's an old chef lady carrying some 7-Ups and a lineup of mini cars. There's a jukebox, a cash register, an old gas pump, and a drive-in sign. There's so much stuff here, it's hard to appreciate it all. This is the type of place where I'll notice all sorts of new things the next time I come back. Some more Betty Boop figures and a pig cowboy. There's a collection of vintage Coca-Cola trays and lots of M&Ms. They even have the big M&M humanoids that used to be in grocery stores to sell you M&Ms. There's the Green Lady M&M and a cutout of MM. They have a lot of these little drivable toy cars. Well, you pedal with your feet like the Flintstones. That's a newspaper headlining the death of Elvis Presley in 1977. I wasn't alive then, but from what I've heard, that really shook people up. Here's a cutout of James Dean, the rebel without a cause. And like many 50s icons, died very young. There's a strange football guy and a James Dean poster showing a crumpled up license plate on the California highway he died on. Here's some military uniforms. The one on the right appears to be World War II era, and the one on the left is from more recent conflicts. So much memorabilia. There's Elvis, Tickle Me Elmo, and a Mickey Mouse telephone. Lots of radios and dolls. There's an Elvis doll and a Peggy Sue doll. At the end of this car lineup is a 1972 Chevy C1 350 and a motorcycle. There's a cool hood ornament atop this 1952 Chevrolet Deluxe, the only one with a hood ornament in here. Here's some classic barbershop pieces. Those pulls with the stained glass balls are awesome. And there's also a red 1948 Willys Jeep. Wow, this packed one-room museum is a nostalgia trip. This truly is a hidden gem. Outside the museum room, there's a replica Texaco station, along with a bunch of antique gas pumps and signs, and also some motorcycles. There's also this 1927 Ford Model T, which at the time sold for $360. Here's a Route 66 claw machine. These things are traps. I will admit they have nice restrooms, and they also have 2 pinball machines, including a really cool Kiss theme machine. They also have a chapel at this truck stop, so you can pray on the road if you'd like. This place really has everything. So, that was Russell's Travel Center Museum. I was pleasantly surprised with this and will definitely be stopping here on future road trips, and I'd highly recommend anyone to stop at Russell's. I mean, come on, they have that awesome free car museum. Why not? Please subscribe and check out my other videos, and thanks for watching.